so many of the most deserving people. So thank you all for everything, and I'm going to turn it over to who's next? Morris, do you have some words to share?
I just got excited.
Oh my God. If you feel the spirit and you want to speak, please do.
Shay,
Yes.
is it appropriate to introduce your new assistant?
I was going to do that at the end. Yes, I have some lined up speakers, and then I'm going to close it out. Thank you, Dee.
Put your stuff down. Put on lipstick.
So I've been with Mosaic for like a year and a half, and I met Shay at a networking event from the Sound of the Professional stuff. And that's where I know Jeremy from as well. I pretty much, when I heard her and what she said, and what she was doing, I said, I'm gonna get some grants. I had a good grant that I could probably get for you. And I got that grant for them through where I work for Cedar Bank and Trust. And from them I joined the board. But basically, yeah, when I was a kid, I had to take speech therapy throughout all my school years, from like elementary all the way to middle school. And my speech pathologists were always amazing. They were so fun, the way that they taught, the way that they used games. They were just so life-changing to me. So that was one of the reasons why I wanted to support this organization and Shay, because it's pretty much her line of work. And the stuff that they give to the community, a lot of kids now these days don't have that access anymore. So that's why I'm here to support them.
And also, just to piggyback, he won't ever share this, but we financially wouldn't be in the green where we're at without his work. He inherited this role as treasurer from our prior, and the numbers have just exploded, and it's because of the good work that they all do, and we're just so grateful to you for making such a big impact. Thank you, Bijan. Okay, and next I'm going to introduce, my pleasure to introduce Dr. Diana Santa Cruz. She is our wonderful, phenomenal member and therapist, and I wanted her to share a little bit about her experience at Mosaic.
Hi everyone. So it's been an honor to be part of Mosaic. If you can imagine how long you go to school for a PhD and then postdoc and all that fun stuff, it's a long time. I'm glad my daughter, who's about to enter formal schooling, is not hearing me say it's a long time, right? But with that comes like many spaces that you get to enter, and the privilege of entering spaces, right? Whether it's community mental health settings, hospitals. When I entered Mosaic for the first time and toured it, it was like a space that just felt so right. Like there's, an intentionality that you notice from like the minute you walk in. And part of that is the Mosaic drawings and paintings. I'm like, wow, these are beautiful. Who did it? And it was Kate and it's Shay. And it was, once I learned that the like heartbeat behind Mosaic was coming from those who kind of envisioned Mosaic, down to the specific toys that are on the shelves for providers to pick from, to the thoughtfulness of the inclusive spaces that we enter with every room, like offering something different for some of those families who we serve, who just don't have spaces to show up to. As a provider, I said, I need to join this. Like, I need to be here. I need to be part of this. I want to be part of the little rumblings that you hear in the hall. I want to be contributing to those little loud sessions of families where I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry we had, to that provider, I'm so sorry we were loud that time. And the response is always, don't worry, we were louder, right? Which is a chuckle because we're all doing the work and we're doing it together. When I was thinking about like what has kept me here and going, because you can imagine this is a space that really invites early providers, and I'm very not early, like I'm still early career, but I've definitely been out of graduate school for a while. It's this inclusivity and this like kind of putting the oxygen mask on providers as well as our families, like this trickle down effect that happens. And some of that comes from our intentional like meetings together, but so much of it is happening like invisibly behind the scenes from just getting to know other people who you work with. As a clinical psychologist, the norm in town is going to be to go and find an office space where I get my own key, I open the door, and I enter my space where I choose and select every single toy that I want for my kids. And every single day I get to be excited about walking into Mosaic and part of a community and part of like breaking down the barriers of the silos that we all are so often put in as providers, right? You are a psychologist, you work in behavioral mental health settings. You are, a physical therapist, you work in hospital settings or work in the homes. No, like we can work side by side and make our work stronger and work better. Work in a smarter ways, in alliance with one another, and allow what we create for our families and how we can respond to their unique needs be even greater. So, when I think about like how beautiful Mosaic is, I go back to the mission, I go back to what is the kind of symbolism of this. You take these beautiful small parts and pieces and you put it together to be something beautiful, right? And that's actually what you all have been doing. And I would say that every single person here is a piece of that. Yes, we do the grind of like our actual day-to-day with these kids, with these families, and provide this. But breaking down these barriers, like us being able to go and select the toys that we have, to be able to enter the spaces and keep membership fees low for early start professionals, that's a lot of work behind the scenes. And that, I would say, is a big thanks to like a lot of you, a lot of what you support, and a lot of the vision that you bring. I can't tell you how many times I walk down the hall and I've said to Shay, God, I just love it here. I love it so much. And every single time she's like, really? I'm like, I really, really love it though. Like, you need to know. It's so exciting as a professional to like have a kid who has so high energy that I wouldn't be able to do my interventions if I didn't go and do the swing first. And I would never in a million years think that I would have a space with a swing for a kid to like, jump on. Because so often a clinical psychologist would have just that couch and that chair and the couple of toys that we put out. But it really is breaking this barrier down. And I think it's like the future, right? I really do think it's something powerful. And I'm very grateful for the many different trajectories in my life where I found myself at this juncture where I can walk into Mosaic and I could choose this space. There was, a year and a half, 2 years ago, I was walking into faculty environments and in academia, driving 2.5 hours each way to work. And so now to go 10 minutes and walk into this space, to see the bright faces of providers that I get to see on a daily basis, and then to see these families who really are benefiting from a lot of these services, have the privilege of hearing that the family I referred to, our occupational therapist, is getting in, and oh my gosh, they've been on wait lists before, but no longer. It's really powerful, and I just feel so much gratitude. So, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so I have a list. I wanted to specifically name out all of our community partners because I start talking and then I like forget some things as I get emotional and I lose track. So I wanted to share, we have so many wonderful community partners now that I have to make a list. So Scottish Rite Care, we work with them a lot on speech language therapy interventions. Grace Fisher Foundation, we're so grateful to be a part of everything that you guys, your work that you're doing is incredible, and you're like our organization family. And so we're just very honored. YouthWell, they couldn't make it today. We collaborate with them a lot. I serve on the neurodiversity committee where we're working on ways to empower, affirm, provide supports, education, resources to therapists and families to support our neurodiverse youth. We also receive a lot of referrals from them. UCSB has also been an incredible community partner. I've been able to grow our internship program. We've had to date 42 college students from 14 different universities complete clinical practicum mentorships through our organization, which is just amazing to be able to not just empower therapists, the families we're serving, but also the next generation of providers. That's a powerful trickle-down domino effect too. Learning Den Beyond the Spectrum card is Behavioral Support Center for Autism, Down Syndrome Association, Santa Barbara Zoo, and many others that maybe just we work with on a collaborative basis and a correspondence basis on lots of different programs and referrals. Alpha is another one. Amy from Teach Me to Grow, she wasn't able to make it today, but we're working with them a lot too, from the ground up on sort of tailoring their programs. And I wanted to just also share that I'm announcing and releasing the new announcement. Very excited about. Sorry, I'm like stumbling on my words right now. Abby Olson has been involved in our Mosaic community from a parent perspective, and has been involved with our Santa Barbara Autism Family Support Group, and also received therapy services and with her family for our provider. And we are so grateful to announce that we're onboarding her as our new administrative assistant starting this week.
Yay.
We're so lucky to have you on board. And if there's anything, I don't want to put you on the spot, but if you wanted to share a little bit about your experience, you're welcome to. But if not, you don't have to either, because I did not warn you.
When you said being aware of the noise that your client or child is making in an indoor space, I can't relate to that more. There was an occupational, every time we were indoors, I was nervous that it was always okay. You come as you are, you're doing awesome work, you're having fun, and just affirming what you said about walking in the doors and feeling like you are in a safe place. You're in a safe place to be who you are and to receive care from those who see you as you are as well. So I am so lucky that I get to be assisting in this mission. I feel like I'm a registered nurse, and I am a mom, and I'm also a human who is so excited to share with the world what you've created. I'm happy to be here.
We're happy to have you.
We're so happy
You're here. Oh my goodness. Thank you everyone so much for sharing your words and your experience, and for all that you do. Everybody here is a stakeholder, and none of this works without every single piece of the mosaic and bringing all the pieces together to create this beautiful fresca of community. So with that, thank you for coming and celebrating some of our milestones and achievements as an organization, and I can't say it enough. It's all because of all of you. So thank you.
And it begins with you, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, now enjoy. Have more wine and eat and drink and be